Hey Strikers, this is SF and it's time for Eschatology. It's the new Colossal in the third round. It is the third round, and it is a yearly tradition that the second or the first few days of the new year has a new Colossal. Last year was Peng Lai, and then the year before that was Nirai Kanai. And my team's going to be Plum and Naza, Roma, and Beethoven. So in terms of max luck, I think Plum might be the best out of pretty much everybody. Some might go for Ragnarok, but I don't know if everybody got Ragnarok max luck. I think some people probably have. I don't know. I'm not that sure. Some might go for Yakshini. Yakshini is a no-win monster and a no-gravity barrier monster, so no-win and no-gravity barrier is very, very powerful in this dungeon. That's why I have Noma and Nata in there. And you really want bounce monsters. You can have one Pierce monster. That's only for boss damage. Other than that, bring bounce monsters because you'll be pinching and stuff. So, first stage, just clear off the Yadias. They will revive each other. All three will revive each other, and Roma is very strong in that. Normal attacks gets amplified, so bump combos is not that big of a problem. That big of an importance. And second stage, just clear out the Yadias. The dragons on the top side, they will shoot lasers, horizontal lasers. And they will shoot, and they will increase the attack of enemies on their second attack. But the main point of this dungeon is to get away from that little circle that's rippling out. That is a defense down area, and if any of your monsters are in it, they'll get defense down for that specific turn during that specific enemy attack. So you'll be taking in a lot of damage if you get hit. So that's why I think Plum is very strong, because most of those attacks, most of the enemy's attacks are lasers, so her laser stop is very, very strong in just mitigating damage and not passing through her, and basically be a tank. Okay, third stage is Vitra, and just clear out the top side of Yadia. Yadia's damage consists of reviving each other on the bottom right, top left, and top left is the laser, and then middle is the lightning. Lightning you can't really avoid. Lasers you can kind of not stack on top of each other, especially when you're at the defense down. And then next is Roma, and then Vitra only has an upward laser, upward twin one way, so you can avoid that as long as you don't get sucked in by the wind and stuff. And Beethoven's in a perfect spot there. And that's why a lot of people want to bring Roma, because it's really hard to get damage onto the boss or the mini boss for the most part. Like as you can see here, I can't really get an angle out onto the boss, so that's where Roma can just swipe through weak points and stuff to deal damage. Now the shields, they're basically there to proc to start up the defense down area. There's not much to them. Some of the later stages, they'll start moving around, but you don't really have to worry about them. They're basically there just to block your path, because usually monsters can bounce off the wall and then hit the boss on the bottom side, but since they're there, then you know, it screws up angles and stuff. Okay, stage number 4, it is the boss. Just pinch out monsters, and since the weak point's right there and normal attacks are amplified, I'm just gonna go straight for the boss there. It's not that big of a deal. I do have to worry about the bottom right dragon. I forgot his name, is Nef something. It will increase the attack of the enemy, and that can really hurt, especially when you have the defense down on you as well. But since Roma cannot one-shot him, I'm just going for the boss. Okay, that's fine. The attack up is okay. And basically clear out the boss before her middle attack, which will be a one-shot. Just gonna clear off the dragon because I didn't really have a good angle onto the weak point, onto the right side. And the mini boss has a somewhat random, it's a 2-parter laser, I guess. It's an 8-way laser technically, but I think it's a 6-way. But there's gonna be a giant X laser, the X laser, and then there's a skinny vertical laser. So in terms of ranges, AoE is pretty big, but as long as you don't get the attack down, you are totally fine. So sometimes you could just go straight for the shields and not get hit that way. But either way, it's fixed lasers, so as long as you know the range of those lasers, you can avoid it and don't have to worry about clearing out the shields first before dealing damage to the boss. Okay, 3 more turns for the mini boss. It is a very long dungeon because you can't really rely on bomb combos and stuff, and Pierce monsters is really hard to deal with mob clearing. So it is going to be a long dungeon. 2 more turns. I'm going to Strike Shot Naza because I don't want to waste Roma's Strike Shot either, and Naza has the Strike Shot Reducer. And he has the Strike Shot Reducer, so his Strike Shot, which is a piercing Strike Shot, will come back more often. Didn't clear her now, but it did give me a lot of breathing room for Roma to just deal damage. And I'm going to grab the sword as well, so that's perfect. Okay, there goes the mini boss. Okay, 1 more mini boss before the boss stages, and it's pretty much the same thing. Clear out the Yadias. Good thing there are no wind machines here, so just gotta clear out the shields, and then the boss is pretty much free. And Naza pinching the shields, and I completely missed, which is not that great because Eschatology will move to the left side and the shields will block her, will block any openings. Now in terms of other monsters, a lot of people will bring Hanzo for mitigating damage with his Strike Shot. Oh, there's the summon, there's a wind shield, holy crap, I totally forgot, I just ran it. But the Vidra is pretty much the same thing as the second stage where he first came in. Okay, that's fine. Now without the defense down, Vidra basically does nothing. But like I said, other people will bring Hanzo to mitigate damage. Some might bring Sanada just to clear out the mobs. I don't think the boss has any gravity barriers on her in the boss stages. I could be wrong. Well, we will see anyways. So she won't be that great in terms of damage, but she is near walls, so that speed up and power up will be very, very effective. And Eschatology is almost dead. And I do want to clear before Vidra's middle attack. Okay, there we go. Okay, done. Okay, boss time, 37. And some might just go with Mana just because she's the new monster of the new OP monster. I don't think she is the really good OP. I think the most OP is Beethoven, just because his Strike Shot can clear off mobs, which is what you really need. And then for boss damage, you go with Roma. You can go with Cao, who also has a Slayer and a Strike Shot that is very strong. But Cao is not that great in mob clearing. Roma is better with the command Strike Shot as well. And I missed that, but whatever, that's fine. But basically clear damage, deal damage to the boss, and hopefully bypass the trigger before she actually activates. And that is a nice pinch onto Vitra. There are other no-win monsters like Galileo, but Galileo's not that great. And no-win, no-gravity barrier monsters like Evolve Galileo, like that. What other? In terms of other boss damage monsters, Salamander. I know a lot of people really hate Salamander because he's a really meme monster, but he is very good in boss damage because he is a Fiend Slayer M, and Eschatology is a Fiend. And he also has a fast Strike Shot, so if he hits a weak point, then that's a lot of damage. And I'm just going to deal damage, and that's a nice weak point. And after the HP trigger, it doesn't do any damage. That's why even I'm at low HP, I should be able to survive. But here I was a little scared in terms of attack, so I'm just going to Strike Shot and grab the hearts. Pretty sure it's not needed. because it's just the vertical lasers, twin verticals. I could have avoided that very easily. But either way, Plum Strike Shot is not that big of importance. Things like Beethoven and Roma is more important. I don't want to waste those until I actually have to, or use it when it's the best time. But basically clear off Eschatology, and there you go. Did get that critical, but sadly, if you see on the next stage, it will not bypass because she died before the damage actually went through. Like her HP bar actually went to 0 before it actually went through. Second stage, clear off the monsters and you should be fine. Not great. And since I have 2 command strike shots, well, 1 command, 1 motivation, I am going to Roma strike shot. Just try to clear off all these guys. I'm gonna save Beethoven for last, and I didn't even clear the ideas, but whatever. It's fine for now. Although that really hurt. Okay, good. Good clear for Beethoven. And since Eschatology is not attacking yet, I'm going to save the heart. Don't want to grab the heart until it's gold, especially when I can tank damage. Still not gonna take it. It's fine. Good. Okay, there's laser, and then going to swipe up and down. I said before that once she hits the HP trigger, she doesn't do any giant attacks, so that's why I'm not grabbing the hearts yet. I can use Beethoven to get it. Okay, there we go. And going to grab the heart and try to clear off the dragon, but didn't. But that's fine. The hard part is when the dragon amps the boss's attack. That's only when he's really dangerous. But other than that, you can kind of leave him be. Okay, that's fine. Roma is in perfect horizontal line with the weak point, so let's swipe. It is a little sketchy with the defense down on the bottom with the wind, but I did clear Roma. Clear it with Roma. Okay, last stage, starting off with Beethoven. I am not going to use my strike shot now because the sad part about this team is that only 2 of my monsters are no Gravity Bear without on the base form. Plum and Naza's gate shots are no Gravity Bear, so Beethoven's strike shot is not that great until some of the Gravity Bears are done. Okay, Naza, gonna clear out the top Yadias. Perfect. And now you can leave the dragons be because you do have Beethoven's strike shot. If not, if you're really scared, then just go straight for the dragons or go for the shield that's moving around, which is really annoying. But either way, it's fine for now. I'm not going to strike shot Beethoven yet. There's still Gravity Bears around, and I don't really see a good angle. So I'm taking my time. There is still the HP trigger to proc as well, so damage is not going to come in until after. I still have a lot of time, basically. There we go. And just gotta hit the HP trigger. And then I'll be fine for another few turns. Okay. Trigger, and Eschatology will be moving upwards, which is nice for Beethoven, really. And Roma's turn. Nice, push Beethoven out of the way, in line for the top. And now it's time for Beethoven's strike shot. And that is a lot of damage, guys. And my Beethoven's friend, well, my friend's Beethoven has a knockout, so that's always nice. That hurt though. but thanks to Plum's laser stop, it did pass. It did stop damage to Beethoven, and there is the finisher. So in terms of max slugs, I think Plum is the best. I know a lot of people don't have her because she's not available now, but if you want alternatives, there is Yakshini, which is also a no wind, no gravity barrier monster. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bounce, no gravity barrier fire monsters out there like Sirtir and stuff, but what have you. And a lot of people have been asking on like Discord and stuff, but in terms of Eschatology, what makes her so special is that she has a mission right now, and if you clear the mission within January, there are 3 sessions within January. If you clear Eschatology, within that you get a free New Year's version of Eschatology. And I think she's not a bad monster, and the really nice part about that New Year's is that she comes in Ascended form, so you don't have to worry about materials and stuff. And I think it looks better, it's more limited, and you can brag off and stuff. But she's not a bad monster, although she is another no gravity barrier wood monster. And there's the mission. Grab it, and you can have yourself a free Eschatology for winning, and you don't really have to get materials to Ascender. But overall, it's not a bad dungeon, but it does require Beethoven to have a really smooth run. Beethoven, I don't see a lot of clears without Beethoven, unless you're really good, and I haven't seen it yet. But either way, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more of my videos, then be sure to click the annotation in the middle, and I also have a special discount code for you on JapanCodeSupply if you want to buy some Japanese gift cards, including iTunes cards. Thank you, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.